Welcome back to Total Body Confidence 4-week program. We are on week 2, day 3, which is our mobility day. Today we aren't focused on burning calories. We're focused on recovering from the last 2 days, working on our flexibility. So let me introduce you to my ladies back here. I've got Jay back here to my right. She's ready to work on her flexibility. This isn't her favorite part of the program. And then I've got to my left, Shireen. She's ready to show us what she's got. We're gonna see how flexible she is and how limber she can get. So I hope you're ready. So let's get started and go right into it. So we're gonna start with a high knee hold. So we're gonna grab our knee and just hold it, bring it towards our chest. Make sure that your toe is pointed upward. And you're just gonna hold and squeeze. Feel free on that opposite leg to tighten that glute. And so if you need a deeper stretch, feel free to always come up on that toe. So you come right up on that toe, right back down. Just hold that up there. There we go. Couple more in, and then we'll switch. So let's switch it here. So if you want, you can even just come up here, raise that high knee. Remember, our toes are pointed upward. Grab that knee, bring it to the chest, and tighten that opposite glute. And then if you want a deeper stretch, come up on that toe, right back down. Right back down. So we're gonna do a couple more, switch it up, go right back to it. So you see her Shireen here. She's coming up, bringing that knee to the chest. Her core is tight the entire time. She's continuing to breathe. See, if you notice here, her legs get a little wobbly, I'm gonna help her. Keep that balance, keep that core tight to help you with that balance. Let's switch it up. All right, there we go. Same thing with Jay. Working on that balance here, keeping your core tight, bringing that knee to the chest. Great work. So now we're gonna go into what I call a straight leg cars. So we're gonna basically balance on one leg. Feel free to take your dominant leg if you like. And we're literally gonna come out, straight leg, bring it out laterally, rotate the foot, and come backwards. So come right back out, to the front, back down. So you switch it up, toes pointed to the air. So bring that leg up as high as you can. You're gonna rotate that foot as you bring it out laterally. As you go backwards, your foot should be pointed to the ground. Come right back, back to the front. Let's check out Shireen, see how she's doing back here. So she's up, we're gonna bring that leg out, she's rotating it, come back, then bring it right back. Right to the side, back to the front, and then back down. Let's switch it up here. Same thing, knee up. She's rotating that foot all the way to the back, coming back out, right to the front, back down. Remember, keep your core tight the entire time. Stabilizing your core is going to help you stabilize, stop you from wobbling from side to side. You want to keep that core tight. If you get to a point where your leg's out, you're shaking, bring it back to the standard position, and then we'll start over. So now we're gonna move into what I call a hip pushback. So I want your feet about shoulder width apart, and we're literally just going to push back our hips. So you're gonna push back those hips, slightly squat, extend those arms forward. You come right back up, you're gonna thrust those hips forward, chest up, shoulders back. So we're gonna push back. As you come forward, I want you to exhale. So you're gonna back again. You're just gonna sit in here. Come right back up. Opening up those hips, feel those groin muscles. You're also gonna feel it in your lower back. Push back, come back up. I hear someone back here is getting a good stretch. I hear bones cracking in the background. Push back. Remember, fully thrust those hips forward. You wanna also keep that chest up, shoulders back the entire time. Remember, we're not in a rush here. We wanna feel this stretch, get a full stretch. Remember, today is all about recovery mode. Couple more here. And feel free, when you push back, feel free to sit in it. We're not in a rush. You don't have to get any type of speed here. You're just gonna sit back, count to 3 in your head, come right back up. All right, so now we're gonna go down to the ground into a leaning lunge. So let's put our left leg out. Right leg is down to the ground. Everything's gonna be pointed straight ahead, and I want you to slightly lean forward. Feel that stretch in that groin here. Keep breathing. My torso is straight up, chest is up, lean forward. And then what I want you to do is rock back to your heels, and we're gonna get a hamstring stretch. So extend that front leg and a full hamstring stretch, reaching with both hands. Now, if you're less flexible, feel free, reach down to that ankle. You don't have to always touch that toe. Feel free to reach down to that ankle. If you reach with both arms, you're gonna get a full stretch in. Let's switch it up. So we're gonna go to Shireen. We're gonna see, make sure she's getting that full stretch right here. So if you see here, Shireen's stretching forward, getting that stretch right here in the groin. She's breathing the entire time. Now I want her to lean back. She's gonna go back down, fully extending. So she's not as flexible, so if you see here, her chest is still up, and she's just reaching as far as she can, touching those ankles. There we go. Feel free to come back up there. Good work. I'm gonna get one more in there. So my favorite we have next is our squat stand. So on this one here, I need you to open up these hips. So we're gonna come a little bit more than shoulder width apart. Feel free to turn your toes outward, because here we're getting down in that squat, butt to the ground. So I want you to come down in that squat, sit here, grab your toes or grab your ankles, and we're gonna literally, as we come up, push our butts out, fully extend those legs, and then come right back down into the sitting squat. So right back up, back down. So this one's gonna be a constant movement. We're gonna warm up that groin, warm up those hamstrings, warm up those glutes. Let's check on Jay. She's gonna show us how to get it done here. So you see here, Jay's getting down. She's getting that butt to the ground, sitting in that squat, fully extending. So she's pushing back, pushing those hips back, coming up, fully extending, coming right back into it. So remember, we're just gonna come all the way down. I can sit in here. My chest is up, I'm sitting in here. My weight is back towards my heels rather than on my toes. I don't want you coming up on your toes. Grab those ankles, push back, come back up. So I'm gonna add some speed here just to get a full warm up here. Remember, we wanna continue to breathe. All right, shake it out. So we're getting back on the ground. So now we're gonna be prepared. We've had some squats, lunges these last couple of weeks. Now we're gonna get into a frog stretch. Open up those hips, open up that groin. So we're gonna come down to the ground, open up those knees. I want the inside of your feet to touch the ground. So we've got the inside of our feet touching the ground, and just come right, sit down in it, and come down to your elbows. We're just gonna breathe here, continue to sit. I can sit here all day. You're gonna feel this stretch right here in your groin. If you want a deeper stretch, feel free to get that chest to the ground, reach out. Let's check on Shireen, see how she's doing back here. So Shireen here, she always has some tightness in her groin. And so you see her, she's down here, feet are perfect, opening that up. And instead of extending, she's just right here on her elbows, almost like you would in a plank position. That back is straight the entire time. Great work. All right, come on out of that, ladies. We're gonna still stay on the ground. We're gonna be in a 90-90 switch. So I want both of your legs in a 90-degree position. So you're gonna have your leg in the front, leg in the back. And so what I want you to do is lean forward and stretch. Try, if you can, get your elbow to the ground in that stretch. And then what I want you to do, come up, that front knee, raise that knee while you push down on your calf to get a deeper stretch. Count a couple of seconds. And then now what I want you to do is I want you to raise that back leg. So as high as you can get it up, raise that back leg, feel it in your glutes, feel it in that groin. And then what we want to do is we want to switch. So without standing up, we're just going to rotate our hips. So we're going to rotate our hips, and so then our back leg's going to become our front leg leg's going to become our back leg. So here we go, ladies. Let's rotate here. Same movement here. Feel this stretch. I want you to come down. Try to get those elbows to the ground if you can. If you can't, feel free to sit straight up and pull yourself forward. Now let's lift that knee, push down. And then also let's raise that back leg. So I want you to raise that back leg. You feel it all in your hips, your glutes, your groin. I hear Shireen back here. All right. So everyone, we have a dumbbell here. We're gonna do some seated leg lifts. So we're gonna have our dumbbell. I want this dumbbell to be sit upright, open up your legs, and you're literally gonna lift your leg up, move it laterally over the dumbbell. So give me about 5 and then we'll switch. All the way over, touch and go. Remember, the entire time my core is tight, chest is up, shoulders are back. And this is just helping us with some hip mobility here. This is gonna help us in our squats, making sure we get deep down in those squats, those lunges. Like I said, in this program, we incorporate it all. We're building total body confidence by doing everything from upper body workouts, cardio endurance, strength training, and most importantly today, mobility. Switch that up. Couple more, ladies. Remember, we're breathing the entire time. There we go. All right. So the next one we have is our supine hamstring to groin stretch. So supine is just on our backs. So we're gonna lay back on our back. We're gonna bring our knee up, extend that leg, get a hamstring stretch. So try, if you can, bring that knee to your chest here. So you should feel it all in your hamstring, a little bit in your calf. Point that toe if you can. And so now here's the groin part. We're gonna bring our leg out laterally and get this stretch in. Let me check on my lady. This is where I'm gonna test her flexibility here. So we're gonna go right here to Jay. See how she's doing here. Let's switch it up for me, Jay. Bring that leg back. We're gonna switch legs here. So she's coming up, full hamstring stretch. So you see with Jay, she doesn't have as much flexibility, so her knee's slightly bent. If you start to feel your leg shake, please bend your knee. We don't want you to pull anything. And now she's gonna bring it out for that groin stretch, leaning it right out. Full extension on this leg here. And she's just sitting in it. There we go, bring it right back. So we just want to work those hamstrings, work those groins. Like I said, the groin is so important. When we're in those squats, we've got to be able to get deep. So that's why we want to work that groin today. So my favorite, like you know, the butterfly hold stretch is probably my favorite stretch during our cool downs. So we're going to do our butterfly hold, but we're going to add some rocking to it. So I'm sitting in my butterfly, chest up, shoulders back, and now I want you to rock from side to side. Try to get that knee to touch the ground, opening up that groin, and we're just gonna rock from side to side. Remember, in the static hold, we're just here, we're just trying to push our knees to the ground. So here what we're doing instead, we're gonna rock and still get those knees to the ground. I'm gonna go mess with Shireen a little bit, see if I can make sure her knees are touching the ground here. So you see Shireen here, chest is up, shoulders are back. She's rocking back and forth. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put a little bit more pressure on her knees so she can get a deeper stretch here. So I'm pushing down so she can get a deeper stretch in here. I know she doesn't like me right now, but hey, this is gonna help her tomorrow when we bring up the intensity level. Here we go, a couple more, push through. And remember, we continue to breathe throughout this exercise. There we go, push through. Great work. All right, so we're done with our mobility portion of this, but of course, we want to work on our core. So now it's time to get into our abs. So we're going to start out with what we call a starfish sit-ups. We're laying back on our legs, on our butts, all the way on our backs. Feet are apart, legs are apart, opposite arm to opposite toe. Ready, ladies? Here we go. All the way up, come back, alternate. I want you to crunch, come all the way up. Touch that toe, touch that hand. Make sure as you crunch, that's where you exhale. Come here, back down. Now if you want to raise that level of intensity, instead of alternating, let's get about 5 to 10 in on one side, and then we'll alternate. So I'm here, 1, 2, 3, 4. Alternate. Full crunch. 3, 4, 5. Let's check on Jay, see how she's doing back here. You see, look, Jay's taking her time. She's getting a couple in at a time. Touching that toe, touching their hand, getting that crunch in all the way up. There we go. Great work. All right, so the next one we're gonna do butterfly sit-ups. Get back into our butterfly stretch. As we go down, I want your hands to touch behind your head. As you come up in a full sit-up, hands touch your toes. Down and up, ladies, here we go. Pick it up. Touch and go. Tightening that core, making sure I'm fully extending to touch those toes. If you want to increase the level of intensity, remember we have a dumbbell here. Grab this dumbbell, add some weight to it. So I'm here, touch and go. Here we go. All the way up, fully extend. There we go. Keep pushing. Remember, we're building total body confidence, our abs included. Just because we're recovering today doesn't mean we're not gonna work our abs. So we wanna work those abs to help us with just stabilizing, helping us on those squats, making sure that we can sit upright. So it's important that we have tough abs, strong abs throughout this program. All right, last thing, ladies, 6-inch leg raises. So we're just gonna lay back, hang out, and I want you to raise your legs 6 inches off the ground. There's multiple ways to do this. If you're level 1, your abs aren't as strong, put your hands underneath your butt. Also, you can put your hands to the side. Or if you're more advanced, hands behind your head. So let's go, ladies. I'll start here, and I'm just here. I'm just hanging out, having a conversation with you, tightening that core, holding it out. Like I said, you can come out here if you like, or put your hands behind your head and relax. Let's check on my ladies. We're gonna do the test. Make sure they're 6 inches off the ground here. Sheree knows I'm coming. Here I come. All right, so I'm gonna put my fist underneath, making sure she doesn't touch my fist. Right there, she's just holding it here. So if we want, we can add some scissors to this. Build up the intensity. So you see, oh, she's got the butterfly kicks. I didn't even have to tell her, she knew what was coming next. There we go. Let's check on Jay. All right. Jay's holding, she's shaking her head like, don't come over here. She's got the 6 inches off the ground. Bring it down just a little, right there. 6 inches off the ground, she's just holding it. Now let me get a couple butterfly kicks. There we go. And we're just keeping that core tight the entire time. Great work, ladies. So we've got through it. This is week 2, day 3. Unlike earlier in this week, this is just all about recovery because we're back at it tomorrow, raising that level of intensity, no excuses. So we'll see you right back here, building that total body confidence. Good work, ladies.